Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki Free. I've been gone for a long time. This coronavirus has me shook. Okay, I'm telling you, I have not been in the mood to do anything but watch the news and see what's going on. You know, what's happening. You know, and yeah, I need to take a break from the news and a break from Corona, you know, for a minute, because it's a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with this virus. You know, I feel like it's really impacting like middle America and then the poor people who may not necessarily have a ton of money saved and cannot afford to be off work like this. And then, you know, I am not fooled by my cable company, or not cable company, I don't have cable, but internet company, phone company, and all these people, credit cards, telling me they're going to work with me during this virus, because I know that as soon as Trump and them says,
okay, everybody can go back to work,
they're going to knock on my door and they want their payment.
Yes, ma'am, I need to collect March, April, and May. It's due.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to get a big ass bill once this shit settles. So don't be fooled by the okie doke. If you have money to pay your bills, pay them. I mean, it's good that they have stuff in place for people who can pay their bills. Don't get me wrong, but don't use this as a come up where it's like, well, I'm not paying my bills if you have the money, because you know what? I don't think you're going to get off as easy as you think. There's no way, you know? There's just no way. So, I mean, it's up to you. Pay it now or pay it in 3 months. Either way, it's going to be due just the same. And the same way with so many people saying like,
oh, you know, my landlord can't evict me. You know, like evictions aren't going to happen.
and in certain parts, I know it's like that. They decided to do that here in Los Angeles, and I know like New York, I believe. Let's see, there's other states and there's other places. Of course, San Francisco, they're not going to evict you. You know, all these places. But you know what? Rest assured, these people are going to be coming for their coin as soon as Trump gives them the green light and says people can go back to work. You're going to get a bill, and it's going to be due immediately. And keep in mind, you haven't been working. So, I don't know. I'm hoping for the best, but I still have it in the back of my mind that this may not go as smoothly as people think. Also, they're talking about, Trump and his people are talking about, they're going to give us money. They want to get money in the hands of Americans. Well, here's my thing. They threw out a number. I really want to throw the number back and say, hey,
I live in one of the most expensive cities in America. Can I get mine adjusted for the cost of living where I live?
I mean, if I was living in Arkansas, small town Arkansas, $1,000 would go far. But, Mr. President, I'm living in Los Angeles, and that $1,000 is not even going to put a dent in my bills. So, not to be ungrateful, but they do need to look into a cost of living for people who live in these expensive ass cities. And also, I want to say, I hope you guys are not giving this $1,000 to the multi-millionaires. Now, they don't need the 1,000. They have 6 years saved, you know? So I'm just saying, give the money to the people who need it, make adjustments where necessary. If you don't give the money to the super wealthy, then that will help you be able to make adjustments, hopefully, for the people living in these expensive ass areas like New York, San Fran, and LA, and DC. And I'm just saying, you know? And yeah, we pay our taxes. We're tax-paying citizens here, and we appreciate the help if it even comes. But just saying, I think that's something they can take into consideration. Now, this McDonald man, he said that, I hope I'm saying his name right. You guys know who I'm talking about. If not, just Google him. But he said that we should be getting this money in about a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks, that's around rent time. I don't know, you know, anybody that's paying $1,000 for rent. God bless you. You're very lucky. But my rent is not anywhere near $1,000. It's way more. And most people living in LA, their rent and their mortgage is way more than $1,000. So I propose, this is what I think would be even more helpful if this is able to be done. This is just a suggestion. I don't know if it can be done. This is just a suggestion. All suggestions are welcome. Why don't they pay the landlords for a couple of months? Pay the mortgage for a couple of months or half of it or something like that. Pay these people. What, do you want your rent paid? What are you doing? Why don't they pay these people directly, you know, for people who are in trouble? I think that would help a lot, because I think that's the main thing. I think people are going to have a hard time paying their debtors. And let's see, the $1,000, I think that should come. But the reason why I'm saying that, with them paying like people's rent, maybe half of their mortgage or half of the rent, I'm bringing that up because the guy McConnell, he said they're going to have this first phase. A lot of them are pointing towards, they feel like the amount that has come back is not enough. Okay, so they're acknowledging that they ain't really giving a shit. You know, they're acknowledging that, which, okay, so what they're saying is they're going to continue to build upon that. They're going to review things and address things and move forward as need be. Now, what I think should happen, okay, I understand, roll out the $1,000. That way, give people a little peace of mind, give people a little pocket change. Then, after that, when you do the adjustments, maybe look into saying, hey, maybe we can pay some of these landlords or I don't know, somehow work with the landlords to where they can tell the landlords, look, we'll give you guys X amount of money if you just have your tenants not pay rent for the next 2 months, just to help with this crisis. I think they should be working with the landlords. They should be working with the, you know, people who have mortgages, work with them. If they can work with those people and those like institutions or what have you, and then also work with, I feel like stuff like internet and cable, aren't they just profit over profit over profit? It's not even going to hurt them if they don't get a payment for 3 months, from what I understand their services to be. I mean, aren't they just making money hand over fist anyway, to where they're so far ahead of the game, I would think, that they can afford to just give us a break for a month or two, as much money as we pay every single month for internet and phone. So I'm curious to know, like, someone can educate me. I'm just throwing this out here just as a general consumer. When I think about telephone and internet, I think that's just all profit for all these years. And they're not losing anything by giving away a couple of months to everybody. I mean, I know that's a lot of money, but I feel like for them, it's not going to set them back that much. And if so, I feel like maybe the government can step in and give them a little something. I don't know. And I say all this not because, you know, I'm taking on a mentality of, oh, we're owed all this, we should be able to sit back and do nothing and, you know, everything is handed to us. No, I'm saying this because this is totally out of our control. Like, this is something that we personally cannot fix. This is something that we did not foresee coming. You know, and neither did the government. But what I'm saying is, as U.S. citizens, we did not see this coming. This is something we can't control. These cities are shutting down. Cities are shutting down. Businesses are shutting down. People are laid off, you know? So what do? I'm laid off. Am I supposed to just not really live my life? Am I supposed to just give up, go live on the street? I mean, like, there has to be some type of help, and some type of substantial help. Now, I can honestly say, I have been really watching the news. Unfortunately, I can't turn away. I keep watching it, and I really need to stop watching it because it's just getting kind of like it's making me have anxiety a bit, because it's like 15 days ago, there was only a few states that had cases of this damn corona. And how is it that now it's covered throughout the whole United States? And we have like the number of cases has like more than doubled, more than tripled. And the deaths have more than doubled. So I'm just like, this has been 15 days. Okay, and I think that's what people need to understand, the rapidness of this. Okay, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's just a virus, it's just a flu, but please pay attention to the numbers. It's only been 15 days, and that's what people need to look at. Me personally, I say, hey, all of you people who don't care, I know all the millennials for the most part, well, not all, a lot of the millennials are like, whatever, blah, 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 and that's fine and dandy for you. However, I personally, let me speak for myself. I don't want it. I just simply don't want the virus. I don't want it at all. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I just don't want it. I don't. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in being in proximity to it. I don't want to say I escaped it. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm fine with being on the sick and shut in. I'm fine with being shut. I love my home, so I'm fine with being shut in. Leave me shut in. I don't want any access to this damn virus. Okay? So you guys won't have any problems out of me. At all. But for those of you who don't care and you want to just be gallivanting all over the town, just keep in mind that a lot of people are asymptomatic. I'm sorry, symptomatic. And if you're asymptomatic, you are part of the problem. You are the one out there infecting all our grandmas and our moms and, the people in the high risk areas, So just follow, that's why everyone has to follow the same rules. It's great that you feel that you're not going to be impacted by this. That's fantastic. And I hope you're not. But it's like, this is a time where we all need to think of others outside of ourselves, which brings me to the damn toilet paper. Why are you guys buying so much damn toilet paper? I just want to get a couple of, what do you even call it? Not a couple of rolls, but a couple of packs, I guess, of toilet paper. I would have been happy with that. A couple of, 4 rolls, even 8 rolls. Give me 8 rolls of Scott. I mean, I would have been happy with that. Just two limit. But no. And I'm really pissed off because I went to Ralph's. And this Ralph's had a sign up. They were charging $27.99. And I saw a sign for $37.99 for tissue. That's price gouging. What are you doing, Ralph's? Why would Ralph's be charging that much for toilet paper? Anyway, they were charging that much for toilet paper and it was sold out. But the point is, they shouldn't be charging that much for toilet paper. And you guys need to stop buying all this damn toilet paper. It's like, how much toilet paper can you use in a year even? I mean, you're buying enough toilet paper to last you like forever. It's like the world is not ending. We just have a little crisis right now. Well, a pandemic. It's not a little crisis. I guess it's kind of a big crisis. But still, when in the history of history have we ever bought toilet paper like this? And I say paper towels. The reason why paper towels came to mind is because I had to buy paper towels because there was no toilet paper. I mean, I had toilet paper at home, but I wanted to buy some toilet paper. And then I'm like, well, they had one big thing of paper towels, way overpriced. So I just bought that. It's like, this is freaking insane. Also, I'm pissed off that you guys are also buying all the stuff up from Amazon. What is wrong with you guys? I put some TheraFlu in my cart, and let me tell you something. By the time I went to go check out, it was sold out. You can't... You guys are freaking buying up everything. It's like, why are you guys being so selfish? What is really going on out there? It's so sad. I just want people to just be a little more reasonable and understand that there are millions, literally millions, of other people that would like to buy a little toilet paper. I wouldn't mind buying a little TheraFlu too, just in case I get a little sniffle, you know. There is still a possibility that you could get a cold, just a regular common cold, and you also could get the other flu, you know. I just want to have medication on deck, just in case, you know. And I wasn't going to buy 20 packs. I was going to buy 1 pack, like a sensible person, but I couldn't even do that. It's like I can't even like reasonably go to the grocery store and buy a reasonable amount of food for my household because there's nothing there. It's just so frustrating. And it makes me feel very uneasy to see those shelves empty like that. That is an uneasy feeling. It makes you feel like the world is coming to an end. It makes you feel like, well, damn. You know, are we ever going to get any more toilet paper here in America? I mean, that's how I'm feeling. Like, is this it for us? Are we going to have to go to a new way of doing things? Because this toilet paper thing, it seems like it may be a thing of the past. I mean, the way they're buying it, you would think that someone just said there will be no more manufacturing of toilet paper. There is a ban on manufacturing toilet paper. It's like, wow. Anyways, enough of that. I'm still shook because I have anxiety and I feel uneasy about this damn coronavirus. And it's mostly because of all of these people out here that are doing crazy, crazy things. But I'm coping the best way I can. And I'm trying to, I guess, hope for the best. I mean, that's all we can do, really. But realistically, I'm looking at this whole thing with the side eye because I'm like, okay, so nobody's going to work? Really? But the grocery store workers? And what about when they get sick? You know, it's only a matter of time with all these people going in, and they say the coronavirus is so contagious, somebody is bound to go into the grocery stores with the coronavirus and spread it. So, I mean, it's just kind of like, geez, when does this end? But we're hoping for the best. And just know that you guys may receive a bill in 3 months for $5,722, and you're looking around like, what's this for? It's for those damn bills that you didn't pay back when you was at home chilling because you was shut in because Trump told you to stay in the house and you wasn't going to work and you didn't have any income coming in with that $1,000 that Trump sent you, and that $1,000 didn't cover nothing. So all your bills racked up, and guess what? As soon as Trump gave the green light, it was time for those bills to be paid. The creditors, they're knocking on your door. And yeah. So don't be surprised when you get that big bill in the mail after all this is over. And then it's kind of like, now what? I haven't been working in months. How am I going to pay this? There goes your credit. Anyways, that's life in America, I guess. That's life in the world now. I mean, this is the new normal. So we just get used to it. All right. So what I wanted to touch on too, guys, I got kind of carried away with the freaking coronavirus because it's coronavirus. Woo, Lord. But Idris Elba, I'm so happy that he addressed this. Okay, so Idris came online talking about he had the coronavirus. He was next to someone. He caught it. Woo-de-woo, you know, like, and basically it was like really weird because he looked so healthy. Everybody was like, oh my God, he looks so healthy. But the thing with the coronavirus is everybody doesn't get sick with it. There's like a bunch of different things. Some people, it kind of like takes a couple of weeks. I think they said for some people it like lays like dormant or whatever. And then some people are asymptomatic. They have it but no symptoms. Okay, he could be one of those people. It doesn't take away from him having it. He just doesn't have any symptoms. And there are people who have the coronavirus and it's like a cold, just like a common cold, you know? And then there's people who have the coronavirus and they are, you see, they got those tubes in their nose and they're knocking on death's door. They're not making it. They're shutting down. They're shutting down their organs. They have the pneumonia. They have double pneumonia. They have walking pneumonia. You know, they got it all. They got the worst strand out there. So there's all kinds of different type of issues, I guess, that you could have with this corona. And it looks like he got the good corona because he basically, you know, like, I got it, but I'm cool, you know? And then there's, I know like Tom Hanks and his wife, they took a picture. They look sick, but he did an update too. And he said that he basically still feels blah. He has the same kind of symptom, just, you know, tired. But it wasn't anything like drastic. You know, they left the hospital and everything. They're just in quarantine. He said they're playing cards, but they're still tired. You know, it's still hitting them. You know, they don't have the one where they're in the hospital with the oxygen and, you know, all that. But they got it. You know, it hit them. So, I mean, it just depends, I guess, on which one you get or how your body's set up. You know, and I noticed like a lot of those athletes, they have it and everybody's saying like how, oh, well, they look so healthy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, they are healthy. You know, for the most part, I'm sure athletes, yeah, for the most part, by definition, they are going to be pretty much some of the healthiest people, you know, because they are athletes. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is Idris had the Rona. So Idris was up here like, yeah, I got the Rona, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, it sucks. You know, but he still looked like Idris. He looked fine. And then so everybody was like, and then he kind of like glazed over the fact that he got tested, but his wife didn't get tested, blah, blah, blah. He kind of like quickly glazed over that. He said, you know, she hadn't been tested, blah, blah, blah. And then we was like, what? She hasn't been tested. Meanwhile, she right here on his neck. And we're like, what? She hasn't been tested. Girl, you could be free. I mean, you could be corona free, but for sure, you got it now because you're right here. You know, and they said all you got to do is just be like 3 feet. If somebody talk to you, you know, you can get it. I mean, that's how they're making it seem like, you know, it doesn't take much to get it. So everybody was like all up in arms. Like, why is she, you know, near him if she don't have it or she doesn't know for sure if she has it, blah, blah, blah. And so he came back, okay? Idris said he has time. You know, Idris is sick and shut in. He's on lockdown. He's quarantined. And he had time to respond to you guys. He said basically in a nutshell, she's a ride or die. You know, we in this together till death do us part, in sickness and in health. And she wanted to be with him with the Rona. Now that is a marriage. And he said he would have done the same thing for her. Now we always say what we would do when we aren't really in that situation, you know? It's easy to say what you would do when you're not in that situation. But let's just hope Idris would do the same for his wife, you know, if it were the other way around. But yeah, he said she wanted to be by his side right there. If she wasn't even by his side, like on the other side. Like me, I think I would have been like 6 feet on the other side of the room maybe, or maybe like way back down the hallway. Like, yeah, baby, I'm here for you. You know, just till I can get the test. You know, because if I ain't got it, I don't want it. You know, I love you and all, but there's no sense in both of us dying, you know, over this Rona thing. I mean, if I didn't have it, I would just personally, I don't know. But she's a good one, okay? Let's give her, you know, I guess she's a better woman than me. So she decided that she doesn't care if she didn't have the Rona, because if her man got it, she wanted, and they're going down together, or they're going to stand strong together. But I feel like, honestly, I think she'll be fine, and he'll be fine. I honestly do. I think they're both will be fine, you know, sending positive vibes their way, and and to everyone who has it, sending positive vibes to everybody's way. I mean, they're lucky. I mean, it seems like people with money are able to get tests. Meanwhile, it seems like regular people just can't get a test. They're like, we don't have a test. We're still trying to make tests. But these celebrities, it's like they don't even have symptoms, and they're getting tests like, oh, I just took a test, and they're getting the results back like that. I mean, Trump got his results back in 24 hours. And meanwhile, it's like everyone else is like,
Yeah, it takes about 3 days.
it's like, oh, so is it going to be this type of virus where the rich can get treatment and the regular people, you just wait until we treat all these people with money? I hope it's not going in that direction, you know. But let's just hope everybody gets fair treatment and we get it to where people can actually get tested, because the numbers, let me say this. The numbers, there's no way those numbers are even close to right. And I hope you guys know that. The numbers that they're showing you guys, those are just the confirmed cases. If you go online, I mean, just in general, okay, let's say they had the test. Let's just look at how many people just don't go to the doctor, how many people don't have insurance, how many people who just, believe in doing alternative medicine. They don't believe in Western medicine. Think about all those people. And then now with the coronavirus, I want you to also add in the fact that there are no tests. And think about all the people that you see online, or if you don't see them online, I will tell you about them. There's a lot of people online talking about,
I called 2 doctors, they didn't have a test, they just told me to self-quarantine.
look at all those people. Think about all those people. Also, I want you to think about all the people that are asymptomatic, that are running around, gallivanting, feeling great, running through the world, and spreading it to others, not knowingly. So, I mean, it's not like it's their fault, but I'm saying they're not knowingly spreading it, but they are indeed spreading it. Okay, so you have all those people, all the asymptomatic people who have it, who are not being counted for. And I want you to think about that. So the number has to be 3 times, 4 times, or more the amount that you see up on the screen when they give you the update of the deaths and the people who have it. Also, keep in mind that those numbers that they have, some people haven't also reported. Sometimes they don't have time to report everything instantly. I'm sure there's deaths. I'm sure there's, tests and there's results that haven't been reported yet. So just keep in mind, a lot of people are minimizing this, but the number is a lot larger than what you see. The disease, the virus is very contagious. That's the issue. It's very contagious. And even if it doesn't hurt you, you could be hurting others. And a lot of people live with people. You could be living with family members, children. You could be living with roommates. You could be living with whoever, and you may be asymptomatic, but you're spreading it to that person. So see, when you look at the bigger picture, you understand why this thing could totally get out of control real quick. And if it does, let me tell you, the people who are going to be impacted the most are the middle people, the people who have the less, and the people who are the less desirable people in the world, So it's unfortunate it's going to hit those people the hardest. So that is why, especially if you're not independently wealthy, and you know that you're not, you don't have a couple of years worth of savings saved up that you can just go in the hospital and just deal with this. Because keep in mind, when you go into the hospital and deal with things like this too, that's taken away from you being at home with your kids, your husband, your family, what have you. And then that's another ripple effect. So that's why I say, think of more than just yourself when it comes to this virus. That's all I'm saying. We have to think of more than ourselves, because it's not something that just affects you. It's just not. It's something that's going to affect us all. And that's why by you staying home and maybe self-quarantining, or you staying home and doing the shut-in, you may be preventing this virus from spreading to 12 people that you may have came in contact with had you not decided to stay home. And that's 12 less people who will be spreading it to 12 more people, to 12 more. And you know what I'm saying. Like it just goes on. And again, I can't emphasize how much that the biggest issue is like how contagious, you know, this thing is, you know, because if it wasn't as contagious, of course, then it wouldn't be as big of a deal. These big corporations, all these companies, these people are about greed. They're about their money. If these people are closing down, then it's getting serious. These people are not going to just give up their money that easily. You know, people are losing a lot of money. This is just not a joke anymore. You know, you can't just be like, you know, whatever. Anyways, I wish you guys all the best. For those of you who do suffer from anxiety, depression, and any other mental illness, I know this time is heightening everything. It's making things a million times worse, but you just have to keep doing whatever you usually do to try to cope with these things, as long as it's healthy. Whatever healthy measures you usually take to deal with your anxiety, your depression, or what have you, just keep in mind that you have to keep doing these things. If you don't have any positive things or any healthy things that you do to cope with these things, I highly suggest you get online and look for some things that you can do while you are shut in. Because keep in mind, for some people, being shut in like this is going to take a toll on their mental health. You know, it just is. Some people don't like to be confined. Me personally, I love my home. I love being at home. Like, I have no problems with being at home at all. Like, I'm very comfortable being at home. But there are people who prefer to be out and about. It helps them with their mental health. And, you know, by them not being able to be in contact with a bunch of people or go out and do whatever routines they normally do, it's going to impact them. So just keep that in mind. And, you know, just put yourself in other people's shoes a little bit now. We do have to kind of be kind to each other and understand that everybody's not living your life. You know, some people legit are not going to be able to pay their rent come April 1st. Some people legit do not have that money because, you know, they lost their job and they live paycheck to paycheck. Some people legit have kids who are out of school, but their job says, sorry, we're not closing. You need to come to work. And they can't afford daycare. You know, they don't have any family members to help them. You know, so just keep in mind there are so many different scenarios out there, and we are all in this together. This is going to impact us all, and not in a good way. So, I don't know. Let's just try to be a little nicer to each other. Let's try to buy at least one less pack of tissue, toilet tissue, okay? Baby steps. You don't have to buy all the tissue on the shelf. You really don't. You don't. Just remember, some of us out here haven't had a chance to get any yet because you took it all last time you were at the grocery store. So ease up. Go buy something else. Go buy some, I don't know, fruits, vegetables, or something. Anything but toilet paper. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and thumbs up the video. Peace.